match preview, mate. Bristol City at the Riverside. No longer the Captain James Cook Stadium.
Oh, back to the normal.
Tomorrow night, yeah, back to the Theatre of Dreams.
Theatre of Dreams.
Nightmare, whatever.
Theatre of nightmares. Theatre of frustration.
I want to take you back, all the way back to August. The sunshine and a trip down to the West Country.
Just
We
where
played
we
Bristol
went,
City.
Yeah.
And we came away from that game, 2-0 victory. Comfortable 2-0 victory.
Unreal.
And at the time, I think we were joint top of the table then. It was an unbeaten start of the season and everything looked great in the Boro Garden. Now you look at it now with 8 games to go and it's anything but.
It's just so bad. I mean, I remember going back to Ashton Gate, like you say, there in August.
Yeah.
And their fans are coming to us going, man, you're going to hammer us here 3-4-0. Well, I'll be going to their fans tomorrow night saying, you're going to hammer us here 3-4-0. And that's how quickly it's changed. It's disappointing, it really is. And I'm looking at it now thinking, back then Braithwaite was scoring goals for us, Sam Bolonga scored in that game. I remember coming out of it and their fans going, do you know, it's no surprise, we were expecting that to happen. And it just shows you that ever since that last game in that August calendar, which was Leeds.
Leeds was the last game, yeah.
It went to Norwich and it's never felt the same since that Norwich game. It really hasn't. I remember coming out of there thinking, that's not the Boro I've just watched in the last calendar month.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's a fair point. I mean, and as you've said there, Bristol City, I think at the start of the season were very slow starters. They'd lost some key players. Obviously, Aidan Flint they'd lost to us. They lost Joe Bryan to Fulham. And I think we maybe got them at a good time at the start of the season because they were a little bit in transition. Yet now they look a stronger team than they were last season. They fell just a little bit short last season of making the playoffs. But this year, I mean, that result they had on Saturday, away at Sheffield United, 3-2 win.
Massive.
Great result, but funnily enough, that was their first win for 5 games. Yeah. That on Saturday. So yes, they had a very impressive result the weekend, but before then they haven't been in great form. So tomorrow night it's going to be a test for both sides. There's a lot riding on the game. Whoever wins can go into a playoff spot. So it's a crucial game. And like I say, who stands out for you from Bristol City? What players do you think?
They've got some weird name players in their team.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Their top goal scorer, Didio, what is that his name?
I think it's Diodeo or something he's called.
Diodora is what we call him Diodora. Ryman's the only one that's normal. He's the second highest goal scorer. A Dookie or something like that, he's the third. And I think to myself, just get some normal name players, man. But I say their top goal scorer, Diodora. Diodora.
That's a kid's nursery rhyme, so Diodora.
No, Diodora's a brand.
I know Diodora. Yeah.
Diodora and Vyman. I mean, it sounds like a piece of fruit. Yeah. So for my dinner there, Diodora and Vyman, and them two were absolutely fantastic. But them two, I mean, listen, Vyman's been in the Championship a while. He knows the Championship inside out.
He tore us apart last season when he came up here for Derby. Yeah. And I hope he doesn't tomorrow, but he normally has a really good game against the Boro. And he did it at the Riverside last season when Derby ripped us apart. And hopefully it won't happen tomorrow. He got a hat-trick on the weekend, but before then, he'd only scored 1 goal all season. Really? So that's an odd one, isn't it?
You look at the way they played, especially last season they came here, and especially at their place, they're very much on the wings. And when they're on the wings, they move the ball so quick. Balls are constantly coming in the box of Bristol City as well. That's the only thing you learn. It's very rarely, and if they ever go through the middle, they always go out wide. It doesn't matter how much in the middle they play. So for the Boro tomorrow, I think our wing backs being Howson and Friends, that's who it's going to be probably, unless Friends' injuries got worse on his ankle from being
because he got injured at the weekend. So you think Howson will play as a wing back tomorrow? You don't think he'll stick with Shotton?
I mean, he could go Shotton, but
one or two people have said, would you go back to playing Savile and Howson again as wing backs? You would,
I would, but
a bad shout.
There's that thing of wing being injured, so Savile has to drop into his position. But again, you got Besic. I wouldn't mind seeing Besic where Savile was, playing a bit further, because of course, we all like, we see it. It keeps us on the ball for a bit. But if you're going to keep on the ball for a bit, do it into the box. Try and get a shot off. But I think to myself, tomorrow, if they're going to go for the wings, Vyman's a quick player. He's very much pacey. The top go out, Diodora again. But I don't know how quick he is.
He works really hard. The few times I've watched Bristol City on the television, he just runs all day. He won't give you centre halves, whether that's 2 or 3 centre halves. He won't give him a minute's peace all night. He's a big lad as well. He's a big unit, but he does chase everything down. He works the channels. He does everything. He's going to be a real handful.
You're looking at Ayala tomorrow. You're looking at him. If he's a handful, Ayala doesn't like players that are handfuls. Well, he likes to try and rough them up, doesn't he?
There's going to be a red card again, isn't there? Somewhere along the line for somebody.
I do love Ayala, but it's in these sort of games where you play these sort of teams, and he thinks it's okay to try and barge these players. They go over in the box and gives them a penalty, and you know what I mean? It's that sort of win. And I just think tomorrow we need a bounce back. We all know this. 4 straight defeats. We need to bounce back at some point. The form's got to change. Going to Swansea, which I do think is going to be a massive game on Saturday. If we lose tomorrow, I feel like it could be the worst on Saturday. Win tomorrow, and I think we could just blitz a few teams in a row. But it all depends on our attitude tomorrow night.
And as is the way with many games in the Championship, there's also an X factor again return tomorrow night. We've got Tommy Callas coming back tomorrow night. He was part of mainly the teams that had the near miss in the playoffs against Norwich in 2015. Then he was part of the promotion squad the year after. Fond memories of Tommy Callas.
Loved him, Thomas Callas. I always remember inside the white Boro top. I remember that one.
Yeah, against Brentford. When we played Brentford away.
I like to see, Thomas Callas scored an own goal against England a few weeks back, but you know what it was about him? I thought he used to give it. He used to give it a bit of. You know what I mean? He used to play.
Yes. No, I think that's a good shout, that, mate, because sometimes you get players that come here on loan, and it's like, well, you could see it's just like maybe a stepping stone. It's somewhere they've been told they have to come. It seemed as though he was really proud to play for the Boro, and he gave it his all, and he did very well in the time he was here. So I wish him good luck, but obviously not tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow night, but it was him who reminded me of a bit of fight on loan. Remember Kenneth Omoru? Yeah.
He
was a bit of the same. Them two sort of players there, both came from Chelsea. Knew what it was like to go to a club and really try and give it something. So I say, Thomas, tomorrow night, mate, don't have your greatest game, make a few mistakes. If you want another own goal, if you want.
I'd happily take a few own goals because we need something at the minute.
We need something. We need a boost. You know what I mean? The Riverside needs a lift. And what better time to get tomorrow night? And like I say, we're 8th in the league, they're above us. Go back to the playoff spots and then try and push on from there. But as I say, if we lose tomorrow, I do fear me for the rest of the season.
I think it's a fair point. And like you say, I think the fans respond to the players also respond to the fans, but it just needs something to spark it off tomorrow night, because it's felt a little bit flat recently. And hopefully, whether that's a really quick start, which in some games recently at home, the Boro have made quick starts at home, but they've got to really get amongst Bristol City tomorrow night from the kick-off.
Got to take our chances. That's probably my biggest issue, and I agree with that. You've got to get in the faces from the minute go. So, I mean, just get in there. We've got nothing to lose now. And literally nothing to lose with Boro being outside the top 6. You've got everything to play for now. I mean, you've got to try and build up the points again. Just get at them tomorrow. Try and get an early goal. If you get the early goal, Pulis, don't take off British on longer. Go for it all and try and win that. You know what I mean? Just try and win the game.
Well, I know like last season we played about the same time of the season and we beat them 2-0. What was a game coming towards the end of the season? It helped cement our place in the playoff spot. Do you see a similar sort of outcome tomorrow night, mate? I want to say yes. I want to say yes, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure, and I'm getting a bad feeling in my stomach there when I talk about the Boro tomorrow night. I don't know, man. Boro fans, I'm sorry, but I want to try and be as positive as I can. I do, mate, and I do, and I try and be this fan that's optimistic and positive. But sometimes you got to be real with it. I'm just a fan like everybody else who goes to the games. I can't feel positive about the Boro 24/7. I can't say, oh, listen, everything's all right and rosy, because it's not. It's a mess. Do you know what I mean? It's an absolute mess at the minute, from bottom to the top. It's a mess. The fans aren't coming out no more because this, that and the other, and the players don't look like they're interested. And they're going to see that, Bristol City. The fans are going to know that. The players are going to see that. And they're going to know that if they score one tomorrow, it's going to be quiet, it's going to be toxic. And they want it to be quiet because they don't want to be here. Part of their game plan, So that's why I think we've got to make a quick start tomorrow night, get into their faces, get the fans on your side. If they see straight away that, you're busting the gut, you're putting the tackles in, you're on the front foot. I think that's what we need tomorrow night. And I'm sure that'll be part of Tony Pulis' plan for tomorrow night.
You can go one or two ways. If they get the early goal tomorrow, they shut up shop and we can't get through them. Because how many times have we seen that this season? Look at I
don't think Bristol City will, though, mate, because I think they're the type of team, if you've gone to Sheffield United and scored 3 goals, I don't think they would score one and shut up shop. I think they would carry on and try and get more than that.
I see it being a bit like Brentford, where it could be 1-0 up, going to half-time.
It won't be an easy game.
Because how many times, second halves for us so far in the last 4 games, it's been ridiculous. Especially at home when we come out and it's just been like a different Boro.
Well, I think, if nothing else, I think what we agree on is, as tough as it is at the minute, we've got to all stick together, get behind the team, as we've said on numerous times before, stick behind the lads, keep behind them, keep encouraging them. Hopefully we'll get the result that we all want tomorrow night, and then we can move on to Swansea at the weekend, possibly in a playoff spot, and still hopefully, fingers crossed, looking for a trip to Wembley at the end of May.
And if it doesn't happen, I've already got a BBC Radio 1 weekend ticket, so either way I'll be celebrating somewhere.
Happy days for you.
Happy days for me.
Good stuff. Fantastic.
Yes, mate, that's so much for him.
Alright.
Has he got a ticket? He doesn't like music.
Nah, not that sort of music.
Mozart's sort of music, the chill sort of stuff, innit?
I've just got a quiet taste.
Rhythm and blues.
I just like any proper music, not that garbage that they play today. I'm showing my age here, but yeah.
Sure, I'm showing his age a bit here, but it is what it is.
You enjoy Little Mix, mate. I'll go and pick a mix
me.
from Woolworths
Trust
instead.
me, I'm going to enjoy Little Mix. Don't you worry about that. I can't wait for that one. Shout out to Mix and all that crazy stuff.
Fantastic, great
stuff.
stuff.
Wait, buzzing.
Hope you enjoyed our preview. Now over to Joe for his.
Hello Boro fans, it's Joe from Boro Fan TV and this is the preview for our upcoming game on Tuesday the 2nd of April as the Boro take on Bristol City in the Skybet Championship at the Riverside Stadium. Kick-off is at 7:45 p.m. Now I'm currently at the Metro Centre at the moment. I'm just out with friends shopping, but not that time of shopping, but if we work about shopping, hopefully for the summer it'll be new players because the Boro it's just starting to fade away in terms of a way out of the playoffs because now we're slipping out to 8th in the league, just a couple of points out of the playoffs, so this is going to be our game in hand. And ironically, the team we're playing, Bristol City, they're now above us in the league, same points, but they're above us on goal difference by 8 goals. Now, Boro's concerned, you know, from the defeat against Norwich, which obviously left a bit of taste in the mouth because that's our 4th straight defeat. Now, in this game, coming up against Bristol City is where we have to turn our fortunes around if we want to keep up with the playoff pack. But as far as squad goes, I think, you know, Lewis Swing, he didn't play on Saturday, so there's a question mark over him because he picked up a knock in training. So, in the meantime, Bristol City, like I said, coming off their big win they had against Sheffield United, you know, they're going to be on an all-time high, you know, because now they're above us in the table on goal difference now. A couple of points away from the playoffs, they're going to be coming in all full of confidence. You know, Lee Johnson is one of the top underrated managers, I think, in the league at the moment. So, and he's got some good players in the ranks, you know, from Famara Jeju, Andreas Weimann, former Boro player Thomas Callis as well, and Marlon Pack leading the way in the midfield. So they've got good quality players in their ranks. So it's going to be a difficult game on Saturday, so I'll be there along with the lads as well. But in the meantime, to further break down the game, you know, we send it over to Hutchie and AJT at the Longlands Club right now. So until then, I've been Joe from Boro Fan TV.